Alright, hello and welcome back. This is the Siberian here, and today we have another great campaign battle. So this is the Battle of Pontedecimo, where Spanish forces and Austro-Savosian forces converge outside of Genoa, Genoa, the proper pronunciation, but I'll play the scenario little intro here in just a second, but as far as players, we had me as this Spanish army, MJ as this Spanish army, and then I think it was Michael Mouse for the Austrians, and MJ for Savoy, but I'm not sure. No, MJ is on my team. I'll have to look that up after the intro that we're gonna play for you here. Also, another little thing about this battle is that my Spanish army and the Austrian army are the first to collide, and this Spanish army can't move for like 22 minutes, and the Savosian army can't move for 26, I believe, was the total. And the battle only lasts an hour, so that these ones will be arriving for late game, kind of is the way it works. So with that said, I'm gonna cue the intro and look up who actually played in this battle so I can give proper credit. So enjoy this intro. As the year 1701 begins, the Spanish forces in northern Italy prepare for the inevitable Austro-Savosian counterattack. After its disastrous attack on the Savosian capital in the previous months, the Spanish Second Army withdraws towards Genoa and hastily gathers local militia forces to replace its losses. Meanwhile, the Spanish Third Army executes a forced march north, attempting to seek out and engage the Austrian First Army rumored to be in the area. Though initially set on seizing Toulon from the weakened French Third Army, when news of Spanish forces converging on their Austrian allies arrives, the Royal Army of Savoy reroutes and makes for Genoa. The four armies eventually converge on the town of Pontedecimo, on the outskirts of Genoa. Only after the smoke clears will we know if the Spanish forces were able to achieve a much-needed victory, or if the Austro-Savosian alliance has managed to secure complete dominance over northern Italy. The Battle of Pontedecimo begins. Alright, we're back in. I gave it a little bit of a time actually as well so that we could get closer to the engagement start, and this is a really annoying unit that I don't like, but I did look it up. So Savoy, way over there in the corner, is commanded by Steezy, and yeah, Michael Mouse is Austria. So there you go, guys. Proper credit where credit is due. And we are encountering, so I sent my light cav forward very far to scout, and now these Field Jäger, something German, are getting their first shots off, and look at how much damage they do. Insane. I think they overshot even, and we ran right into the bullets. So that really took a dent out of my light cav. They're reloading and they're gonna harass again. I did have plenty of backup cav to scare them away, but still, it's really annoying. So yeah, I guess we could do some force analysis while we're waiting for the proper engagement. Oh, spotted some Lancer Guard as well. So I have some Lusitanian Dragoons, very good medium infantry that can dismount, which is handy. Lancer Guard, light cav, and I have one heavy cav as well somewhere. The Cavalry of Madrid, which is a heavy cav unit. Here he comes again. I tried to bait him into shooting at these guys and protecting them with the hill. He does shoot at them, and he gets, 6 kills, which is a lot better than what he was doing on these light calves. So probably could have moved him down from the slope a little bit, but anyways, so those are the cav units I brought. I then have 6. I had to bring 6 militia units because this is the army that is that just recently got reinforced. So the turn after you reinforce an army, they get those reinforcements come as militia before they're properly trained. And then I have some elites as well. A 6-pounder, some regular line infantry here, elite Spanish Swiss infantry. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but a very solid force. These guys are down to cohesion standard, so that will reduce effectiveness a lot on their accuracy, hopefully. I was trying to pincher this cav unit, and alright, got a couple kills with the light cav. 5 in total. The dragoons also can shoot, but they have pretty short range, so it's hard to get them close enough. Yeah, so that's my army. Pretty standard infantry. The only strange thing is having the 6 militia, which let me buy more expensive infantry besides that. But MJ over here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cavalry, and a good mix of lancers, heavy cav, and light cav. So that's a nice balanced force, a good augmenting force. Oh, and now we're spotting some artillery, so I was just withdrawing my dragoons, hoping to hide them behind this hill again. So I can walk you through a little bit of our strategizing at this point. Oh, I totally forgot the scenario. My bad. So this is a point. This is a point. And this is a point. At the end of 60 minutes, if you hold 2 of the 3, it's a minor victory. If you hold 3 of the 3, it's a major victory. So you can... so what I was thinking, my strategy was advance heavily on this farmhouse, set up kind of pretty defensively here and block off access to that, because really the only other way then is along this narrow thing, and I could put 1 unit here and stop that. So I was thinking push hard in the center, another field Jaeger volley. He's trying to bait me to charging out into the open. But yeah, push in the center region so that nowhere, or that it's really hard to push this point, and we'll at least secure a minor victory. And then once MJ can move after so many minutes, he was going to force march down this and then try and flank this position. It looks like the Austrian forces decided to go very defensive, and I did outnumber them, so it made sense. But they plopped some artillery here, which is able to really canister into this little village, and defending this ridge line, which is a hard position to take. The only bummer about that is it's also not really securing any points, so they would have to make a last minute push in order to gain any points. So here I'm moving up my infantry so that I don't have to keep dealing with this cav, and yeah, that scares them off. Also got my horse artillery, which I'm keeping this cav near as a shield, hopefully to protect it, because it's vulnerable. And because he was threatening with that cav, I decided to delay my artillery. And I had a big army. I think I had 20 units or so of infantry. Maybe 18, but still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know where I started. Did I count these? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I think I had 20 infantry. So, very decent army here, even if 6 of them are militia. That many bodies is hard to oppose. Okay, so now with their terrible cohesion, their accuracy is dropping significantly. So that's good news for us. I'm just sending my Spanish Swiss to push them. Get my cannon some room to set up. So I can... artillery is very good against cavalry. So it's a good combo to have artillery protected by cav, because this artillery is vulnerable to a cav charge, which can be stopped by these and then destroyed by the canister or artillery rounds. These light cav are really annoying though. I think it's Michael, right? Was on the... Yeah, Michael Mouse is commanding the Austrians, and he did a good job harassing my cav with his light cav, which was really annoying. See the Austrian gun positions. Very nice. You know me and my gun emplacements, I enjoy those shots for some reason. Trying to scare off his cavalry. Give my artillery time to set up. So, at this point, I'm just charging these guys in order to give my guns enough time to get into position where they're not blocked by the hill, so they can start tearing into the Austrian cavalry. So this is really a sacrificial lamb unit, but we've got our first real cav attack. My dragoons aren't faring too well, but this should help. Let's get it good. Oh, I think I held fire. Yeah. Lure them in. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Very nice. And with that, I broke that annoying cav unit. So it cost me a medium cav, so that was a really good use of this cav unit, because it really did pretty much eliminate this unit and heavily damage my light cav. So props to you for that. Oh, and they recovered. I don't think they ever end up doing too much more. Yeah. A couple of round shots into them and they'll break again. And now I am just outside of his 6-pounder range, and I know that because I also have 6-pounders. So I can't hit him, but he also can't hit me. Oops, didn't mean to hit the mic there. So we are good. Still waiting on MJ to be able to reinforce, and Savoy started all the way back here. So as I was not being opposed heavily, we'll see, but start getting the concept of a divide and conquer plan. So as you see, I'm starting to move up heavily on this flank. And my thought was, if I can... Well, I'll end up shifting these guys. I didn't come to this plan immediately, so I kind of piecemeal my way into it. But the plan was advance kind of along this road and set up along this ridge. And if I can hold this ridge from both directions, so against Austria and Savoy, I separate their two armies, which means MJ will be able to put a ton of pressure on this one while I hold off on this nice high ground. So I do start implementing that here with the first 4 pretty elite units. Walloon of the King, Queens, and Marines. So those all can form solid square, which is kind of why I led with them, because I figured this was occupied by Cav, most likely. Seeing as artillery is over here, I would think infantry is with artillery, and cavalry is patrolling the dead space. Alright, and so now I'm shifting, realizing I don't really care about militia units. Like, they're just a bunch of bodies in a line. So I shift all my line infantry to the left, and I'm moving my militia to the right, and I'm just gonna march them right up and eat some canister, but hold in place this army so that when MJ's available, he can really crumple the flank. This is a time of maneuver, so we might kick it into fast forward at least one level. Doing a maneuver game. It looks like MJ might be able to move here. Oh, he's just putting him in a column on the road. Alright, I'm holding fire with my artillery so as not to give away positions too much. Kind of waiting for good cavalry targets. Infantry still shifting around. If I had been mindful of positioning at the start, I probably wouldn't have needed to waste all this time. But you know how it goes. Got my cavalry of Madrid up, and then Lancer and light cavalry in this little clump of trees. Alright, and MJ is on the move. So, we're at least 22 minutes into the battle. And he is moving down this roadway. Guard Grenadiers of Austria. Still marching my guys up on this left side. Although with 22 minutes having passed, meaning MJ can move, it means the Savosian army will be able to move in just a few minutes. So this is where I kind of decide I need to make a push if I want this to be a legitimate strategy. So the I scouted with some light cav and moving up my militia. Oh, spotted these. Man, they're still around. Taking shots at my men. Dropping one. This might have been hit by artillery, I don't know. Let's see if my guys can get a volley off on them, or if they'll, yep, wisely withdraw. Marching down the roadway. Very nice. Got some light cav, Lancer Guard. So these are my two. And MJ's cav is all in here, scouting out a bit. Check back on this flank. We're just kind of marching and pushing and getting shot at by this skirmisher cav, which isn't being too super effective, thankfully. It is at bad cohesion. That kind of makes sense. Not hearing any marching. So we'll see when they can. Couple more kills. Once again, can I just using this as a reserve against any cavalry that I see, because I am leaving a lot of flanks up in the air. So this is my, hopefully if cavalry attacks I can shoot them with this artillery. Which means I can't really move it for a while. Ooh, got a volley off. I think we killed two. And militia still advancing. We spotted some heavy cavalry from Austria here. These I think are the most expensive Austrian unit. And MJ and I formed a plan to envelop them. So he sent his heavy cav to the front and light cav to the flank. I have my light cav and Lancer Guard here. And we're just trying to break their morale more than kill them off. I think Michael must have been microing elsewhere, perhaps over here. And we did manage to get a good heavy cav charge off here. And then on the flank, makes them shaken. I'm sending in my Lancer to hopefully finish the job. And they do it. Very nice. Ooh, some perhaps friendly fire from the light cav. That's okay. Does shatter that heavy cav unit. So that's a big win for us as far as cost, because that was an expensive unit. Meanwhile, the militia meat shield is advancing forward. It's a terrible way to put it, but kind of true. And split some of my forces to just kind of establish that protecting of both sides. I don't see. Okay, so Savoy's on the move. Looks like they're trying to skirt through this edge here and join up with Austria. And so with a pretty good concentration of forces there, I'm moving my guns now and protecting them with these cavalrymen. Ooh, my Lancers getting hit. These guys, man, they just never go away. Oh. Lancer Guard and heavy cav here for Austria. That's a scary prospect, so don't know if these two units could hold off that much cavalry. Seeing some Savosian artillery getting a good placement here. Good angle. The one bummer about this strategy that I'm doing is my attention is very diverted. I'm covering from all the way to this extreme all the way over to here, with artillery back here, and just a lot of micromanaging for me to do. So sometimes I would miss things and units would get pummeled by artillery while I was looking elsewhere. Can't win them all, right? Sometimes you have to make sacrifices in order to get a good position. Meanwhile, this Spanish army is pushing nicely down this ridge. I'm presenting a broad front, my militia. Moving artillery forward. I don't use my artillery to the most effect, unlike Savoy. Look at that. Great hits there. I realized that they're getting hit pretty hard, so I try and spread them out a bit. Pull them back, maybe. I don't know. It's a hard spot to truly survive with so many artillery rounds coming in. Excuse me, I had a tickle in the throat. Still trying to wall off Savoy here. Troops are still moving forward. Given MJ full autonomy on this flank, and I'm pulling my cavalry back to the left because he doesn't need them. He's got plenty of cav of his own. So I really do like this map, and where we ended up playing was pretty cool. Man, that tickle just won't go away. There, we'll see if that helps. Alright, so now I'm spotting decent numbers of Savosian troops, and I decided to push forward a bit to try and force an engagement so they can't just march around me. And I'm trying to get all the way to the border here. Meanwhile, we're spotting some more Austrians. Grenadiers. So, number of grenadiers. I think my militia are getting hit by canister. Yeah. Luckily, this is like probably the extreme range of canisters. So it's just killing a few at a time, but it's a bad morale penalty as well. Once again, heavy cav moving, trying to seal it, box it in with all my infantry, but that's a dangerous unit right there. We could pull off a charge on some of my guys. It might barrel through. Oh, and we got another heavy cav charge. Absolutely shredding through that militia unit. However, they got a little tangled up in the river crossing and the trees. So, my guys do have a few shots, chance to get a few shots off. I have some cavalry nearby. But I think it's just about right now that I noticed it. Yeah, just now sending units. spawn. And he decides to withdraw cavalry as my Lancer Guards were coming up. He did break that one and do a serious amount of damage, but it's my militia, so I'm not too concerned. My Lancer Guard go in. I figure this is a good target, but volleys start going off from the tree line there. So withdraw them there. Meanwhile, the first little engagement between Spanish and Savosian forces here is beginning. Not many kills yet. But we got some nice Spanish lines really pushing that flank. Reorganizing my militia. Looks like there's some Savoy light infantry. These are elite light infantry. They're pretty good. They're taking the flank there. They do have units moving up. I think I sent this one into the house. No? I don't know where it's going. I may have misclicked on that. But Spain is doing a very nice push here. Good job on MJ for pushing on the flank here. That really helped seal off Austria. Got a volley. Return volley. And once again, these are very good marksmen, so they're ripping into this elite infantry. You know what? I think I sent these guys... No, I don't know what. I think I just missed them and misclicked or something. Got some Queen's infantry here. Ooh, that sounded like canister. Where did that fire? Maybe that's firing at my guys. Who knows? Heavy cav. Definitely some heavy lines coming in. Marines taking a decent volley from some grenadiers. They keep marching forward, undaunted. Good flanking force there. Queen's regiment is pushing. Let's check real quick. Not a heavy engagement. Nobody's forcing anything. I wasn't going to force anything because he actually has, I think, more troops than me on that spot. So I was just going to hold them separated and pressure Austria. Hopefully to finish off Austria. Very nice. This is a cool area to have a battle. Hills and forest. Ragged volley there. Canister shot. Wow, these guys are getting pretty close. Oh, don't stop them. Just charge them in. Yeah, I don't think they even got any. They might have killed some there, but the angle is not great. And with the trees, you might have just alerted the artillery to your presence. Oh, he's going to try it with the Lancer Guard. Hopefully he gets it in time. Austrian Lancer Guard is there to counter. You have a general engagement here now. And it looks pretty even. Got some more infantry moving up. This is a very interesting fight here as we got more Spanish infantry arriving on the flank. Austria's attempting to withdraw across the river now. Oh, absolute brutal canister on the Queen's infantry right here. Look at that. Oh, carrying gas. Oh, and they're just charging too late. My troops are in the building. I think it's too late for this charge. Yeah. Oh, this poor guy got disemboweled by them. Canister rounds. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay, Austria didn't pull all the way back beyond the river just yet. I'm now just moving up infantry to secure some, or kind of just pin these guys and engage them. Meanwhile, Savoy here is really doing a good job chewing through a lot of my infantry. I think he brought a lot of lights looking at it now. These guys don't have bayonets, which means they're light infantry. So I was not aware of that, and I just figured I'll engage in a shooting battle. Wasn't all that smart. And here's his grenadier stack in column, so that's why I moved my reserves heavily to the right flank so they could contain any grenadier charge. And once again, these guys, as long as the canister's focusing on them, it's not focusing on a unit that actually costs a decent amount of money. So, oh, the Queens, they're going for it again. Oh, they're just trying to reform over there. Interesting positioning here, Austria. Maybe preparing for a cavalry charge? They do have a decent number of cavalry back here. It's a tough cavalry spot, though. With this stream here, doesn't make it easy. Look back on this flank. Oh, and we have my Cavalry of Madrid heading in. The Guard Cavalry of Savoy countering. I think this is when I did notice these guys at least were light infantry. And I did break one or kill a bunch, but they held on better than I thought with this. Oh wow, that's a massive, oh no, 200, that's a good sized cav unit. Meanwhile, let's check back here. Steady line battles going. Ooh, good pressure here. Get that volley. Ooh, good volley. You could see the guys up here dropping. This might have been a good spot to withdraw from. Where are these guys getting shot from? Just stray bullets over the hill? Light cavalry. Guard grenadiers. I'm just going to check back here for a second. So this is where I just moved up some artillery, hoping to threaten with canister and slow down any advance, and his artillery sniping. Lancer guard. This is where the action is thickest, though. This is a close range battle and heavy casualties. Withdrawing, and there goes the last of my guns. Shattered. Very unfortunate loss, but what you get sometimes. Oh, and we have a Lancer Guard charge. I totally missed it, but it took out the guns, it looks like. These Lancer Guard attempted to go down into the Spanish Lancer Guard, and then these Spanish Lancer Guard are right up around this hollow square into some grenadiers there. It's like wherever the cavalry hits that square, they're taking losses, but they did manage to sneak around them. This is where Michael was a bit upset. We'll put it that way about the square. I think he was saying it felt like it was charging through. I don't know if it was, but I didn't really see it even on the replay, so who am I to judge? Alright, that cav charge really did allow Spanish infantry to advance. They're now pushing on these grenadiers here. Heavy losses, these guards, but interesting. Running the sharpshooters forward. Through the ranks. They're gonna fire a volley at pretty close range. Curious who they target. 140, 110. Yeah, pretty good volley there. Unfortunately, this unit is a lot of it is behind the hill. And now Spain is pushing Austria back on the flank. Still got some units holding there. And over here, we're just kind of in a delaying, stalemate-y game. I'm not pushing too hard, just trying to hold while we hit Austria as hard as we can. Austria is doing a pretty good job of holding off. They can't really ignore this flank. But yeah, these militia are doing pretty good, actually. Surprised at the ability of those militia. And now this Spanish force is just blitzing the flank. And these Austrian infantry are now ignoring the militia, which is probably the smart choice. I am, however, getting hit by some unfortunate artillery, which, being on a hill, gives them a really good shot. It's not like I can just move off the hill and let Savoy join the party, because that would not be great for our alliance. Something shattered. Spanish Lancer Guards shattered on this square, and with the heavy cav that's been incoming. But now Spanish infantry is firing into the mass. I was moving up my remaining reserves to hopefully do some pressuring on this flank. But so far things are pretty well in Spanish hands. Savoy making a move here. Oh, I thought these were all bodies for a second. Wow, that's actually pretty good camouflage. Kind of cool. From a distance, especially with no flags, this looks like there's no units there. Austrians moving. Austria put up a good fight here. I think they just got double teamed by the Spanish forces just a little bit too much. I mean, Spain definitely outnumbered this Savoy Austrian alliance, so it's not a shocking outcome of the battle by any means. But Spain and France and Bavaria needed a victory, for sure. So I was happy to be a part of giving it to them. There. I knew these guys were light infantry, so I was trying to pressure them without losing my whole army. Also kind of make a open V that I could charge some cavalry in. See if I could snipe some artillery. But man, those are some big units still. Yeah, his guard cavalry was right there, so gave up on that idea. That wasn't gonna work. Ooh, Austria is retaking some ground as Spain tries to climb the steep hill. Definitely firing a bit too early, maybe getting a few cav. Yeah. The number of cav, but it might have been more useful against the infantry as it crests the hill. Looks like the final Austrian defense, though. Ooh, snuck their light cavalry around, went for the field marshal's snipe. I think the field marshal could handle the light cav, though. Yeah. Ooh. Spanish Swiss into the fray. Pretty even. Not a huge difference in numbers. About 10. But here come the numbers. Ooh. Point blank volleying. Oh, Austrian cav did a good charge there on the hill. Unfortunately, a lot of these guards were able to get back up. It was light cav, but... And I sent my militia who were running out of ammo just to try and get a flanking charge on these guys. Looks like his grenadiers do that to me instead. Kind of engaging in a line battle still on that flank, just holding them off while the destruction of Austria can commence on this flank. They're holding on pretty well, though. Man, that unit, 20 guys, 29 guys, holding on. Field Marshal is in the fray. Foot guard. My militia there getting absolutely destroyed, but that's okay. Finally pushing up my infantry. I was a bit slow on that, but looks like that is victory versus Austria, perhaps. Oh, Field Marshal actually managed to escape, but that's a lot of heavy cav. Yeah, Spain definitely outnumbered. their foes in this battle. And so as time is winding down, just a few rounds are going. You may get friendly fire if you do this. Oh, enemy general killed. Field marshal has been slaughtered. Vicious melee here at the top of the hill. Very cool. There's gonna be some heavy losses. Ooh, flanking charge by some guard infantry. Check back on Savoy. Still contained. I mean, I definitely lost quite a few troops, but held them in place so we could wipe out Austria. That was kind of our goal. And that's a pretty effective annihilation. Pretty brutal. So I think we'll just fast forward the last few minutes. And I'm just kind of kiting at this point. Not looking to do any major engaging. I did send light cav chasing some units to shatter them instead of just break. And I was using these guys as a shield so that I couldn't get canistered, but that's gonna about be the battle. We should have a end screen momentarily. Maybe. So that's a decisive Spanish victory. Although the Savosian army was not too damaged, the Austrian army was absolutely crushed. And no fault was that the Austrian commanders. That was just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, this was a fun battle. It was fun to participate in one. I'm kind of usually the backup if they're like one person short. So yeah, you can see the numbers disparity here pretty clearly. I lost more than I killed, but that was Steezy really getting those artillery hits on me. Looks like we ended up being roughly even. But I also fought some here and took some canister to the face. So anyways, guys, this was a really fun battle. Glad we got to do it, and we have a few more that have already happened that will be recorded probably after Christmas. So if I don't catch you until next time, have a good one. Merry Christmas, and yeah, stay safe out there. Till next time, have a good one. Bye.